Students, today I would like to introduce a new story, The Merchant of Venice. What's that? The Merchant of Venice. Okay, it was written by our beloved William Shakespeare. We want to know the profile of Shakespeare, the great person. Here, see the picture. I was born in 1564 and died in 1660. Was an English poet, playwright, and actor. Oh, see, is a poet, playwright, and actor. Okay, playwright means drama writer. Okay, widely regarded as the greatest writers in English language and as the world's preeminent dramatist. Dramatist means to drama writer and actor. So Shakespeare as a great person, is it? Have you heard about the word William Shakespeare? Definitely. Each English student must know about William Shakespeare. Okay, he is often called this bard of favor. His works consist of 37 plays. Plays means here drama. 154 sonnets. Sonnets means poem. Two narrative poems and few others verses. Okay, sonnets means connected means four lines, four line each. That's we can call in the way of sonnets. Okay, and also the poem and verses also comes to be as two lines. That's a poem is called verses. The author is of some of which is uncertain. His plays have been translated into every major living language and are performed more often than those of any other playwright. Okay, written in sometimes between 1596 and 1598. The Merchant of Venice is classified as an early Shakespearean comedy. This division comes out in Shakespeare writing, that means comedy, tragedy, etc. is that. So here is that comedy. It is not comedy. This Merchant of Venice is exactly it's comedy. It's a comic character. Comic is seen. We can see through this story. All right, it's a comedy. William Shakespeare's comedy is Merchant of Venice. Merchant, you know the meaning of the merchant. Okay, Venice is a place. All right. Okay, then fine. That means the Venice there was a merchant. His story is we are dealing. Okay. Really, we are thanks to William Shakespeare's eminent in English literatures. Okay, this first eminent it started. That's William Shakespeare came into exist. I think so, right? Okay, this story that tell us the world that divine quality of mercy. Yes, mercy means kindness. Okay, it's always better than justice. Yes, it's a mercy. I mean, kindness is benevolence. Another meaning is benevolence, mercy, kindness. It's very good quality of a human life. Do you possess such kinds of quality, dear? All right, fine, very good. Well, the play was that the play is about the aftermath of the rivalry. Rivalry means enmity between Shylock. The villain in this story's name is Shylock, the Jew, and Antonio. Antonio is also another character, that means hero. Okay, the young Christian's merchant. Okay, of Venice. Okay, is a Venice merchant also. The merchant of Venice. We can do research. We can call it. This is Antonio on and find how good finally trumps overall. That means here is a story. That means virtue defeats the bad things. That evil are defeated by good things. That means here, with the help of Merchant of Venice, here the Merchant of Venice we can call as Antonio, the hero of the story, Antonio, and the villain of the story is comes to be as Sherlock. How the kindness is overcome justice. That is the things we want to know that. Justice, you know, that is a court scene. Is in this story there is a court scene. We can know how to this advocates or the lawyers or the justice head already we know that, is it? So this is a kindness. The person who are very kind is means at last get the triumph. Okay, so kindness is one of the quality of human being. We should have to possess the kindness. We should kind to some of the person who was very poor, or backward in the society. So Antonio is such kinds of person, very good-hearted, a very lovable person. And this, whereas the villain Shylock is very worst person in this. Lastly, what happened? We could see that what happened, or we will see that what happened to the Merchant of Venice. Who is Merchant of Venice? Antonio. Okay, let's start. Antonio was a young and honest merchant in the town of Venice. Antonio characters very young. He's a merchant. His shops are in Venice. He was the kindest man ever lived. Yes, very kind. He always came to the help of people in trouble. Oh, what a good, very good situation. He showed the kindness to the poor. He helped the poor while they are in trouble. He was greatly loved by all his fellow citizens. Oh, really, very good quality. We can analyze the character sketch of Antonio from this paragraph. Antonio had a bosom friends. Yes, very good friends. His name is Bassanio. Antonio, good friend name is Bassanio. He was a noble Venetian. Noble means, what is that? Malayalam. Kulinada. Okay. He was he was not very rich. Bassanio is not rich. He had lived in a luxurious life, but he had lived in a luxurious life and squandered all the little money he had. He spent most of his money here and there. Who? Bassanio. Okay. All right. Well, whenever he wanted money, Antonio helped him. Oh, Bassanio, the good friend of Antonio, but Bassanio is not spend the money properly. He spent lavishly the money. That's why he helped by his friend Antonio. Antonio, a very kind person, lovable person, helpful person. Okay, it seemed they had but one hurt and one purse between them. Yes. Yes, I say that whenever Bassanio is in trouble, Antonio help him. That's the meaning of this sentence. All right, fine. So here we introduced the two characters, Antonio and Bassanio. Antonio, we know that he is a very young and at the same time is a merchant and is rich. At the same time, he never show his richness to some other else. And he is very kind and benevolent and pious. And he is very helpful to the people who are in trouble, especially the poor section. And his friend name is Bassanio. You must be remember the name Antonio and Bassanio. Bassanio, one of his friend, good friend, thick friend, but at the same time his money spending is very harsh. That means Bassanio spent more of his money here and there. That's why always Antonio helped Bassanio. All right. Bassanio loved a girl named Portia. There's another character, Portia. Portia is the lover of Bassanio. Okay. So Portia, a girl. Okay. What is that? Very wealthy lady living in Belmont. Belmont is a place, right? Rich lady who, Portia, her father died some times ago and she was the only heir. Heir means Anandaravagash. Okay. Successor. Okay. To a large estates. Oh, that means Portia, a rich girl. She is a lover of Bassanio, but recently her father died. That means now the Persia without father, but she had possessed too much properties and money. Portia too loved Bassanio. Okay, now he thought of improving his fortune by marrying her. So that time utilized by Bassanio. Bassanio want to marry who? Portia, because Portia is very rich. Okay. One day Bassanio came to Antonio and told him about his love for Portia and that he must go very soon to Belmont as a suitor to Portia. That means very thick friends, Antonio and Bassanio. Now Bassanio told his love story to Antonio, and he wanted the help of Antonio in order to marry Portia. But Bassanio had no money, and in marry, we want more money, is it? So too much money needed. So that is why uh, Bassanio asked, or she said this information to Antonio, and we will wait for how Antonio helped Bassanio. Right? Well, this place name is Belmont. That means Persia's lived in Belmont. It's a place, city. And that he must go very soon to Belmont as a suitor to Portia. Means suitor means want to marry, contact. But he did not have any money even to dress himself. Oh my God, Bassanio had no money even to buy a suit or a coat or a dress. All right, especially in the married dress, it's too costly, is it? Do you know that? Right, everyone know that. Came so suitably as the lover so much so rich and yes. So he asked Antonio to help him. Bassanio wanted his friend to lend him 3,000 ducats. Ducats means here rupees. What is that? Ducats. Ducat means ducats. That means rupees. Okay. But it so happened that Antonio had spent all his money on his ship and so had no money with him. But at that time, unfortunately, Antonio had no money because he just built a buy or bought a ship from someone. So he already spent much money for that. So he had no money. But he expected some of his ships to come home soon, laden with merchandise. But he said to Antonio, "You don't worry, next week or next month, my ship will come to the port and there is too much merchandise is there. Merchandise means too much item. That means imported items are there. We sold and get too much money too. At that time, I will give you." Hence, he decided to borrow the amount from Shylock. The villain comes out here, named Shylock, who was money lender. Money lender? പലിശക്ക് പൈസ കൊടുക്കുന്ന ആളാണ് money lender. The man who give money on the base of interest. Okay, interest means palisha. Okay, so Shylock give the money, but Shylock want interest. So that is happens here. So here is too much character comes out. Antonio, Bassanio, and Portia, and at the same time Shylock. Here's the question is that why did Bassanio approach Antonio? Bassanio want to marry his lover Portia as soon as possible, so he had no money. So even he had no money for to buy a suit or coat or dress. So that is why Bassanio approached Antonio in order to get money. Okay. The squander means a person who has to eccentric. That means he has to spend more money to here and there. That is called squander. Luxurious, live in very rich way. Abuse means what is means abuse. That's what you can call as something said to someone. Maybe it is not correct or not. Okay, in that way, that is abuse. Rumor. Okay, right. Now Bassanio asked money to Antonio in order to marry Portia very soon. Because Bassanio had a good interest. That means Portia, she's very rich and she has too much property, estate, and everything. If he married Portia, Bassanio also became very rich. So Bassanio is now used to the situation, and now he want to marry, but he had no money. That's why Bassanio asked money from Antonio. Antonio said, At present, I had no money. I will get the money as soon. That means this month last. How? That means Antonio had a ship, and this ship is now in abroad. It will come soon in the port. At that time, too much commodity, too much product are in these ships, and imported items are there. and too much money will be get it. At that time, I will give you. What happened next? Let's see that. So you want to know the characteristics? That's Antonio, very kind, pious, benevolent. And at the same time, the next one is Bassanio, one of the friend of Antonio. Antonio character means if any trouble to anyone, he will help. And another character, Bassanio. Bassanio is a friend of Antonio. And Bassanio's most important drawback is he spent money more here and there. Actually, he is not rich also. Okay. Then another one is Portia. She is living in Belmont. It's a place. She was very rich, but recently her father passed away. So she had too much properties and estates. Now is in the name of Portia. And this is the time utilized by Bassanio in order to marry Portia to become rich. But he had no money. That's why he approached Antonio. Antonio is the best friend of Bassanio. So Antonio said it, I don't have money now because I bought a ship and my ship is now abroad. It will come the next week or next month with too much merchandise. That means products, uh, imported products. And I will get the money at that time. Is Bassanio satisfied or not? Just like say that. But Bassanio wants immediately that money in order to marry his lover, Portia. So Bassanio is now in sad that time. It will get some kindness in the mind of Antonio. And Antonio thought that Bassanio is my best friend. That's why Bassanio never cry. Bassanio never gets sad. Bassanio never get disappointed. So Antonio decided to help Bassanio. How? Antonio seek the help of that wicked person, bad person named Shylock. What's the duty of Shylock? Shylock is very rich and he had too much money, but he is very cruel, just opposite of Antonio. Here is Antonio is very kind, whereas Shylock is very cruel. He levied more money from poor people. He had too much crooked ideas also. That is why it's without the permission of mind. That means Antonio just go to Shylock in order to get money for Bassanio. So that's the situation so far we have discussed here. So yes, too many things we want to know that yes. Here is too much words are here. This question also here. Who was Shylock and how did he became rich? We know that Shylock is a money lender. He gave too much money to the people, and after the people couldn't repay the money, what happened? That poor people property or other people property will acquired taken by Shylock, and now the Shylock acquired more poor people's property, and then he became very rich. Okay, that is why he became rich. Second question answer we already told. And third, why did Shylock hate Antonio? Because Shylock hate Antonio because Antonio always helped the poor. Whenever the poor bought money from Shylock, the poor couldn't give back the money to Shylock. Shylock decided to take in the properties on shops or a house or any other things has to taken easily. But at that time, Antonio always gave money to Shylock and stopped that query. That is why Shylock too much angry to Antonio because he always helped the poor. Antonio always helped the poor. It is not liked by. He didn't like. That is why he hate Antonio. Shylock hate Antonio. Okay. Here is has means I already told successor. Ducats means is a rupees. Laden with the merchandise means too much products. Okay. Customer product is there. Okay. Merry spot means happy time. Train is there. Okay. Let's see. We already discussed this question, and at the same time answer to and meaning also. Up to that we have to focus. That means how many paragraphs we have so far focused is the first paragraph over that says about Antonio, character sketch of Antonio, and Antonio is a merchant in Venice, okay, and his friend name is the Bassanio. Antonio is very kind and pious, benevolent, help the people. When the people are in trouble, he helped. That is why Shylock too much angry to Antonio. And Bassanio is the second character, close friend of Antonio, but he is not a perfect person. He is always spend more money, and after he seek the help of Antonio. And third characteristic here comes out a girl named Portia, a lover of Bassanio. She is very rich. She's living Belmont, but she couldn't uh, live with Bassanio because Bassanio is not rich, and at the same time Bassanio don't have money in order to get married soon. So that's the situation. Bassanio seek the help of Antonio in order to marry the girl of Belmont, that is Portia. At that time, what happened? Antonio just bought a ship. That's why he had no money. So the ship will come soon from other country to here, Venice, and after that he will get more money. At that time I will give you. Antonio said to Bassanio, but Bassanio is not satisfied. So with that moment, Antonio, I already told that very kind and is helping my person. He seek the help of moneylender, a villain, a cruel guy. His name is Shylock. Okay, the Shylock is not liked by Antonio because Antonio always help the poor. That's why he didn't get Shylock didn't get more profit and more money from the poor. Antonio cannot, Shylock can't exploit the poor people and the property. That's why he hate Antonio. All right, then this is the situation. Let's we want to know that. All right, see that one. Okay, hence he decided to borrow money amount of Shylock. Amount means here money from Shylock, who was a money lender. Yes. Shylock had become very rich. That's next paragraph says about Shylock, the villain of the story. Very cruel person, very rich because by lending money, interest, too much interest he getting from here and there. He exploited the poor people at very high interest to merchants. That means he is even shopkeepers. Merchant means shopkeepers. They also lending money from Shylock, but he increased the rate of interest. He was a hard-hearted man. Hard-hearted means very cruel person. Man was very severe with his customers, very rude with his customers. He had no mercy. He had no kind to the customers. Customers mean the people who are buying money from Shylock and also shopkeepers or merchants. So he was much disliked by all good men. He disliked the whole good man here, especially he disliked the Antonio. Antonio also disliked Shylock because why? Being so ambitious and greedy. Shylock is very greedy and ambitious for what? For money. He used to lend money to the needy people without taking any interest. Therefore, there was a great enmity between the greedy Shylock and Antonio. That is why Shylock and Antonio is not good because of this. We can understand this paragraph, the character sketch of Shylock. Very greedy, very ambitious for money, and also very cruel, and also very rude manner, very hard-hearted person, right? And also he disturbed the shopkeepers and customers and the poor people by giving and lending the money, right? So that's about Shylock. Let's see that another person. Antonio and Bassanio went to Shylock. Yes, now they reach in the office of Shylock for what? For getting money, lending money from Shylock for the purpose of marriage function of Bassanio. Antonio asked the Jew to. Jew means yeah, special caste. Jewish Jew means special caste. Okay, caste. You know caste? Yes. Lent him 3,000 ducats at any interest. Yes. How much money Antonio bought from Shylock? Antonio bought 3,000 ducats. I mean, ducats means rupees at any interest. No, interest may be high, no problem. I now need 3,000 ducats for my best friend Bassanio. He would pay it back soon as his ships return from the sea. I will give this money very soon because my ships is now coming from other place to here. Shylock thought deeply. Yes, at that time the cunning person, Shylock thinking very differently. What is that? He took this golden opportunity to take revenge on Venetian. Venetian means here Antonio, who had insulted him many times. Yes, many times Shylock make more money, and it was one of the disturbances only Antonio's side. So it's a opportunity now, golden opportunity according to our villain Shylock. And Shylock decided it is the best opportunity to control or disturbing or destroying Antonio. How? Just to see that. Yes, I will lend you the money and I will take no interest. Yes, that's a very good word he said it. Very cunningly say that I don't want interest and I will give money. A money lender never give up the interest. But this time, in order to make, in order to in order to make a trap against Antonio, he said that I don't want interest. I will give money, but I don't want interest, said the greedy money lender. Who is the greedy money lender here? Shylock. Okay. Antonio was so surprised. Now the question answers here. We want to that one question answer here. We want to discuss that one. What is that question answer? Okay. Why did Shylock hate Antonio? I already said it. What was Antonio's attitude towards Shylock? Antonio's attitude towards Shylock is not at all good person. He is a hard person. He is never he is never have a good manners to the poor, especially customers. He always disturbed the shopkeepers or merchants, and he exploited the poor people by giving high lend of money, high interest in money. That's why he didn't like Shylock. And next, I already told this meaning and everything. And here is the question answer is that what were these conditions in this bond signed between Antonio and Shylock? That's our next classes we want to discuss. That fifth paragraph we want to take next class. Okay. Okay. This is the fifth paragraph. What is that? Yes, say that. Here is this fifth paragraph. Antonio was surprised. That means that's the fifth paragraph. We want to take it afterwards. Okay. Up to that, I think you understood more. Okay. Let's we have to analyze this story. Character sketch of Antonio. You want to know. You want to know the character sketch of Bassanio. You must know about the character sketch of Portia. And you must know the character sketch of Shylock. So these persons are came in front of you. You must remember the name of the people, and you must know that what kind of person they are. Which person you like more, which person you dislike. Then you should have to conclude that one. So anyway, it was a brilliant story written by William Shakespeare, the father of English literature. We can say that is head of the English literature. William Shakespeare very interestingly, very narratively portrayed the pictures of Antonio, Shylock, Portia, and Bassanio here. You must remember the name and you remember the character sketch. And then also you want to know that this Shakespearean uh, comedy is this one. This is in the category of Shakespearean comedy. Okay, you must know that's one also. And okay, that's fine. And you must know the William Shakespeare before you read this. What is that? The Merchant of Venice. Who is the Merchant of Venice? Exactly, the Merchant of Venice is our hero Antonio. What kind of person you know that? Okay, the story tell about what is that how a person became mercy and how he overcome the justice. That is the story he has said about justice. Okay, that's all today. I think it's better to take it next classes. Thank you very much.